All right, man, let's get this show on the road here. So awesome. Thank you for being on the show today, Ammon. And it's great to have you. Today we have Ammon Mckinley with Zeal Roofer Marketing. I hope I have your name right. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Zeal Roofer Marketing. And you're also a roofer. You're like sort of transitioning from like, well, I don't know. You tell us, like, what is your story? Like, are you transitioning to doing marketing, or are you kind of like doing roofing still with like, the roofing company? Basically, you're a roofing salesperson, and then and you're also doing this as well. Like, in addition to that, like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, I guess the best way to put it is just to tell like my story real fast about how I got into roofing, and then how I got into marketing, and then back into roofing, then back into marketing, and then back into roofing again.
So let's let
Um,
the audience know by the end of this episode, you're going to know everything you wanted to know about Ammon McKinley. And but yeah, let's go
well,
back, man. Let's start back. Like, where were you born and raised?
um, I was born and raised right here where I live right now, Queen Creek, Arizona. I went to high school in a tiny town called Snowflake, Arizona.
Dude,
I
those are
was,
like that's like a super nice area. You
you
like
you
grew up
know
in a very nice area, right?
you know Northern Arizona?
I do. My sister lives in North Scottsdale in Desert Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Are you
Yeah.
familiar in Desert Mountain?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have some
It's
people
a good
that
area.
you ever play golf there?
No, I'm not a
Yeah.
golfer, man.
You're now so shocked. Everybody plays golf over there.
I'm a hick. I grew up Queen Creek when I grew up here it was tiny. It's a lot bigger now, but we
Mm,
moved to Snowflake because it was getting too big. My
mm.
parents are my parents met at a rodeo.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
so yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Crazy. So
small
you grew
town
up
country
very,
folk.
very nice kind of area. Is that right? Like sort of sounds like sort of like upper middle class type thing.
Actually I was born in a trailer park. Uh
Really crazy.
Yeah, my parents were really smart. They saved a lot. They opened a business and saved a lot of money. My dad made extra money on the weekends riding bareback horses at rodeos, and we built a pretty nice house here in Queen Creek. So we lived in a trailer until we built our house, and it was like I was sharing a room with my brother, and we had these bunk beds in this tiny little mobile home, and then we moved to this huge house, and I was like, wow, this is crazy, but
Well, I mean, that's a
kind
little
of cool.
misleading. You were living in a like a mobile home on your own land while the house was being built, right? That's not exactly like.
No, we were building. It was across town.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And but you weren't like in a straight up trailer park,
When I was born, yeah.
really?
And then we
The mobile homes.
upgraded to a mobile home, and then we
Wow.
upgraded to like a 8 bedroom house that
Wow.
we built. So it was
That's
cool.
crazy,
But
man. I
yeah.
can relate to that, dude. I like you. You know, man, it's crazy. I used to be so ashamed that I lived in a trailer park for probably like 3 years, and really wouldn't even talk about it at all. And then like, we, I went to a D to D actually. Sam Taggart. I went to Sam Taggart's D to D con
Hmm.
one year, a few years ago, and there was a guy there. He started out. He's like, I want everybody to know the most important thing about me is I grew up in a trailer park. He was quiet, and everybody was like quiet, and like, and he's like, and I've never realized that that was the most important thing I could share with people to how I
Hmm.
got to where I am now, because he like travels the world marketing, doing all this crazy stuff, and then he's like, told us his story, and it was really impactful, man. So
Hmm.
I don't know,
That's cool.
yeah. So anyways, okay, then you went to high school in Queen Creek and that area.
Little town called Snowflake, Northern Arizona.
Mm,
So we moved up there just because it was the city was extending out to Queen Creek, and my parents didn't want to live in the city, so we moved there, and it was good. I had a lot of fun. Um, my my thing in high school was football. That was the only thing I cared about
mm,
for my entire life until I was like 20 years old, and then went on a mission for my church. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's a really long, drawn-out name. A lot of people call us Mormons and
Yeah, I heard.
LDS. Yeah.
I heard about what happened.
Yeah, we're not allowed to say Mormon anymore.
People don't know that. I'm pretty down with the Mormon Church. Just so you know, like my wife grew up Mormon,
Oh,
and
sweet.
yeah, and my in-laws are all like very committed, devout Mormons and stuff. And
Churchy.
yeah. So I know all about it, man. I know a lot about it. So I go to church with them on Sundays sometimes, and my brothers-in-law are still very much into it. They both went on missions. My sister-in-law
Oh,
started her
sweet.
mission. Yeah. So I'm definitely personally I know a lot of the. I feel like there's a lot of I don't know, what's it called? Like when people don't really, they think they know something is, but it's not like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of that
Yeah.
going on with that. With that.
There's a lot of like false information out about it.
Yeah.
We're normal people.
Man, I love going to church. Be honest, I'm not trying to convert anybody. I love going on Sundays. It's fun. It's just everybody's really happy, nice, kind, very family friendly, very wholesome type thing, and so that's really awesome things about it.
Yeah. It's refreshing. Like on a Sunday to go to church, it's like a good restart for the week. So anyways, yeah.
Well, I have a customer too who one of our larger roofs that we sold. 19. It was one of my first ones actually. The whole job was like almost a $200,000 claim, and his agent had referred him to us, and his agent is a Mormon guy. And so I was talking to my customer, and I was like, yeah. And he's like, I haven't really talked to my agent too much, this and that. He's like, he did, giving us some good suggestion, but I know he's a Mormon guy. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, well, that's the one thing that I feel like I can trust him because he's a Mormon guy. Like, that's the one thing, man. My father-in-law works here too at Foothills,
Oh, really?
yeah, he just like people trust him so much because, it's like I don't know. I feel like people in the Mormon Church are very trustworthy.
Well, I mean, I just hope I don't do anything to make people think otherwise, because
Well,
there's good
marketing
and
has
bad
a bad
people in every faith.
reputation. You know that
What's that?
marketers have a terrible reputation,
Yes, they
especially in the
do.
roofing industry.
They get ripped apart. It's kind of funny. I
Yeah.
always like seeing the videos or the posts where some new marketer will come into a group and they'll just post some random post and you'll see like 85 comments. They're just getting
I
torn
know.
apart. I'm like,
I
dude, you
feel
picked the
bad.
wrong niche to be in.
I know. I feel bad for them sometimes. And so yeah, let's fast forward a bit, man. Did you end up going to college? Did you get your degree and all that?
No, I didn't get my degree. I went to college right after my mission. And well, actually, before I went to college, I needed money for college because I was going to try to walk on and play football.
Mm,
So my mom, the way I got in the roofing industry when I got home from my mission in 2013, my mom was a bookkeeper for a roofing company up in Utah.
mm,
So I moved to Utah like 9 days after I got home from my mission. I spent like no time with my family after being gone for 2 years, and I went up there and I was the first canvasser they hired. So
mm.
I went out and started knocking doors, and because I had developed those habits of just like being out knocking doors, working 15 hours a day on my mission,
Yeah.
it was really easy. It was like a piece of cake for me to go out
Wow.
and knock doors. Not, it wasn't a piece of cake for me to go out and sell. Like obviously everyone has to go through that learning curve, but it was the work ethic was really easy for me because I was like, dude, 6 hours a day, that's it. Like, you don't want me to start at like 8 or 9 a.m. They're like, no, don't wake people up. you
Yeah,
know.
that's interesting. Yeah, I
So
feel like returning missionaries are like the perfect like person to kind of get into door to door roofing sales or any kind of like door to door sales. I think that's partly why
mhm.
Sam Taggart was successful. He just knew so many people that getting off of they're returning from their mission and just crushing it in door to door.
It's true. All the guys I hired were friends of mine from my mission.
And you were probably getting recruited like to do all kinds of stuff, right? What made you choose roofing? Or just because you kind of had that connection, it was just there. It was a little easier to get going with that.
Yeah, I honestly I didn't even have a chance to get recruited by other types of companies. I had a choice to go work breaking rocks for a living in Snowflake, Arizona for 13 bucks an hour. That was going to be my life. Or I had this chance to go not have any guaranteed money, but have a lot of upside if I was successful knocking doors for roofs. So
Yeah.
I was like, I remember I was like, man, what do I do? And I just felt pretty strongly that this was an opportunity to escape the small town and do something, you know, that was outside of my comfort zone, and it worked out.
How long ago was that?
That was 2013. So it's like, man, like 8 years ago.
Okay,
Eight
man, you've
years?
been doing roofing
No,
for
no,
a
no.
while
No,
then.
no, no. Sorry. No, no, no. Sorry. I'm sorry. I went on my mission 2013, 2015. Sorry,
Okay.
6 years. So
Okay.
about 6 years.
That's still a long time to be in the roofing business. So that's pretty awesome, man. So I mean, you know everything about roofing at this point. I mean, what, like, you do insurance jobs, you do cash jobs, you do every kind of different roof that's out there. Gosh, I bet there's a lot of tile you've even worked on out in Arizona, right?
Just a few.
Oh, just a few. Okay.
Yeah, we started the storm chasing, like, I guess I wouldn't say the storm chasing department,
Mhm.
but the company I work for now is just two friends of mine from high school who started a roofing company. So
Okay.
when COVID hit, I was at a marketing agency here in Arizona, and we started, seeing things decline a little bit. And so I reached out to my buddies and I was like, hey, can I come sell some roofs for you on the weekend just to make a little bit of extra money?
Mhm.
And so I started doing that. I brought the guy on who trained me at the company in Utah, and we started closing deals left and right. So I was just like, why don't I just do this full time? And then about 6 or 7 months into it, I got the itch to start my own marketing company. So since then, I've
Okay.
been kind of slowly growing, and I had a lot of big ideas. I was gonna, because I've done like software sales. I worked at a big marketing agency in Utah after I quit roofing for a little while. So I had a lot of options of things I could go into. But I told you yesterday when we were on the phone, it's like the roofing industry just sucks you back in, man. Like
Yeah.
I like it, and I like the type of people too. Like, because I have friends in the B2B community, like software sales and whatnot, and it just seems a lot more like inauthentic to me.
Mhm.
Like when you talk to a roofer, man, they're not trying to put on a face. Like they're just trying to grow a business. They got a family. They're trying to grow a company. They got a lot of salespeople and employees they want to take care of. So that's what made me choose, like, to totally niche down like 2 weeks ago into just the
Yeah,
roofing
because
industry.
you were thinking about doing Zeal communication. So it sounds like you saw an opportunity with the roofing industry as far as like digital marketing goes, and you saw it so much so that you are willing to kind of like you're putting a lot of time and resources and into starting a completely new business that is that you kind of have some experience in from from working in it before, and now you're just kind
hmm
of like pretty much like on your own, kind of going for it and helping people with their SEO, right?
Yeah, I learned a lot that company I worked for in Utah was Neil Patel Excel was the name of the company.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you've heard his name
Oh yeah,
before, but
absolutely. Yeah.
Neil's like one of the bigger names in
Oh
marketing.
yeah,
So
he's a thought leader in digital marketing.
right, so I learned a ton there, a lot.
Wow,
Like I thought I knew SEO before I worked there, but I really didn't.
dude, that's crazy. I didn't realize you worked there.
Yeah, it was awesome too. And the only reason I left there, I probably would still be there if we just wanted to move to Arizona. So
And so like what like he has lots of companies, right? It seems like he always has like a new company going on.
mhm.
Neil Patel, but you were in one that was dedicated. I mean, everything he does is SEO related. I mean, he just basically
Yeah,
drives traffic to websites. That's like his job, right?
yep.
And so that's awesome, man. Then you picked up, and so you learned a lot there, and then you're like, worked somewhere else after that, or you just went right into doing your own thing.
Yeah, so I went from there. I got a job here in Arizona with a company here. They gave me a pretty good offer, so I came and worked there, and it was a really great company. I loved working for them. But I was doing more. I like people, and the reason that I like doing sales is because I like interacting with people, and I just didn't feel like at that job I was getting enough interaction because I was just doing account management. Like I was the
Oh,
fulfillment guy. So I
yeah.
wasn't really a salesperson anymore.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting behind a computer writing Facebook ads, email campaigns, all that kind of stuff. And it's enjoyable for me to do that, but I needed a bigger mix of sales. So
Yeah.
that's why I jumped into going back and knocking doors.
Yeah.
And then um, we just started closing a lot of deals. So I was like, well, maybe I'll do this for a while.
Yeah.
And I've got a little bit of vested interest in our company too, where we're rebuilding a new website, and we're gonna try to do a lot of solar lead generation actually, because I'm not really a retail guy for roofing. I've always just been a storm chaser.
Mhm.
So, but our company also does solar. We sell solar to a lot of our roofing customers actually. So
Mhm.
my focus with our company now, like my role is more so trying to help us get solar leads, and every now and then I'll go knock some doors.
Oh, interesting. So like you're doing okay. So yeah, let's jump. Well, let's talk about Zeal Roofer Marketing. So like with Zeal Roofer Marketing, you're helping. What are you doing exactly? I mean, SEO,
Yeah.
right? Like, but yeah, what are you doing exactly?
That's a good question. So simple answer is SEO and Google ads,
Okay.
not Facebook, not social media, search engine optimization. We build websites too. Obviously that's part of SEO,
Hmm.
but
But
SEO
you
and
can
Google
build a
ads.
website from scratch, and then you will
Yeah.
do it in a way that will be sort of like optimized for SEO, I'm assuming, right?
Hmm.
Okay, and then that person can also say, "I need let's run Google ads." Like, let's say a new roofer who just wants to start a new company, hires you to do their website. You're kind of doing it in a way so that you know that right from the get go you want it to rank. So you're gonna you're gonna design a website differently than like a web designer who wants to have like a nice clean layout, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're gonna
We
do it with your SEO constantly in mind.
Right. And we don't build ugly websites by any means, but building a big fancy website is not really what our strategy is. So
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, we try to structure it in a way that we can rank not only in like you're in Denver, right? Or
Yeah.
like near Denver. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Just smack.
everyone everyone wants Denver.
Hmm.
Every roofer in Denver, every roofer in Colorado wants to get all those leads from Google in Denver.
Hmm.
But so a lot of SEO agencies, they'll say, okay, we're going to rank you in Denver, but it's going to take 8, maybe 12 months to get you there.
Hmm.
And me kind of like looking at it from the roofer's point of view, it's like, why do I want to invest in something that's going to take, you know, and a lot of agencies are charging a couple $1,000 a month. Why do I want to do, why do I want to spend $24,000 before I get a single lead from my website because
Yeah.
Denver is competitive.
Yeah.
Um, so we build the main city out, but we also want to do like 10 or 15, at least 10 or 15, like other locations outside of Denver, and write a lot of content for those pages, and then continue to post content through those. I talked to you about this yesterday, and we can get into it if you want or not,
Yeah.
but
No, I do. I really want
silo
to get into it,
structure.
man. Yeah. Cause like, one thing that you said yesterday was really interesting to me. I think it's different than most SEO people I've talked to because, as a roofing company owner, I own my roofing company and like as an owner, I've talked to so many people about SEO, like as a buyer, like I was looking
Hmm.
to buy. So like, and that's actually partly why I didn't buy because I just kind of realized that like I could hire someone in house to do it for me, on a salary basis. Cause I was looking at an introductory package for like 1,500 a month type thing.
Hmm.
And that introductory package wasn't giving me a whole lot. And they were telling me straight up, like 6 months, you get nothing in return. You will not rank for 6 months. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
they're basically telling me flush your money down the toilet for 6 months. And that's a lot of money. And
Right.
so I wanted more than that. But I mean, I'm exaggerating a little. They were really a lot. I feel like the general trend was to sell me on blogging and how important blogging and backlinking was. And so they're just saying that was going to be the majority of the strategy was blogging and backlinking. But when I was talking to you, so we didn't go that route, obviously, and I brought in our
Mhm.
in-house, and we went a completely different route, which was like similar to kind of what you were talking to me about yesterday, which is like building out city pages within your website with really great content in those city pages.
Mhm.
Talk about that.
Yeah, and I'll try to make it like super simple because it really is simple.
Mhm.
It's just a lot of work
Yeah.
because a lot of like you were saying, a lot of SEO companies they'll sell you like blogs and backlinks. That's what it comes down to. We're going to write blogs and we're going to give you a lot of backlinks. Backlinks are super important. Blogs not so much. Blogs have a role that they play, but it's not what most people think in the way I do it. And I'm not saying my way is 10 times better than any other way, but we've seen pretty phenomenal results with this model. So if you think of it, and if you're watching the video, I'll try to like give a visual of it. But you think of like, here's your website, the main page, right? You know, let's say Roofer Colorado or whatever you call it, whatever the name of your website is, and then you have all these cities that you can service. It's not just Denver. You could go, I don't know, I'll use Mesa as an example because I'm in Arizona. It's not
Yeah.
just Mesa, it's Gilbert, Chandler, Santan Valley, Queen Creek, um, Tempe, Phoenix, Avondale, Glendale. So there's like all these towns, and someone in Santan Valley is not going to search for roofer in Mesa. They're going to search for a roofer in Santan Valley. So when you just focus on one location, you're missing leads everywhere that you could be going.
Yeah.
So we create silos for each city. So
Mhm.
we create a city page. So there's going to be like, and we writing that much content, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So it's just a continuous process for forever. But instead of just writing a blog a month, we'll write a few pages a month under, like, let's say we identify here Santan Valley being a really quick, easy win on SEO. There's a good search volume. There's enough people looking for roofers that it's worth it to build pages here. And the competition is relatively low, meaning that we could probably rank pretty quickly
Yeah.
if if we built a good enough page. So we use some tools to help us do that. So we build a good page, and then you have like your subcategories that are keywords: roof repair, Santan Valley; roof replacement, Santan Valley; tile roofing, Santan Valley; shingle roofing, Santan Valley. And you have all those. Those are your tags or your title tags within the page, your headings, and then you write more pages. You link those out to another page, and you write a whole page about tile roofing in Santan Valley.
Yeah.
So it's a siloed structure,
Mhm.
and Google loves that structure.
Then, yeah, man, we're talking about city pages. So, as opposed to blogging, which you probably think blogging is still really important, though, right? I mean, do you,
Hmm.
I mean, should every website should have a blog? I'm guessing. I would. I. I mean, that's what I believe now. Am I wrong, or what do you think?
No, that you're right. So you use a blog to answer questions, and I'll give you an example of a way a blog can help, but also not help, because I audited a site for someone the other day, and they're getting tons of traffic to their website, but they're ranking for things like how to fix a hole in a roof, or how to fix a leak, or how to repair a shingle. And those are great questions to answer on your blog, but it's not necessarily like that's not the strategy that I would want, because if you're a roofer in Colorado and you wrote that blog and someone in Tennessee is reading it, you can't help that person in Tennessee. You want leads in Colorado.
Yeah.
So um, a blog is good to answer questions, and you would layer those questions into like your FAQ section at the bottom of your page. So roofer in Denver, you have frequently asked questions. How much does a roof cost? You could write a blog about how much a roof costs and what different types of roofing there are. And you could link that in your FAQ at the bottom of every page in every city page in your website. But if you just write a blog about how much does a roof cost, it's not going to get you leads where you want them, if that makes any
Gotcha.
sense.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It does. I mean, it's really just crazy. Like when I I could start to understand why, like once we got the web designer in house, like I started realizing why the SEO companies were charging so much.
Hmm.
Because it is so much effing work, man. Like
Yeah.
the web designer just like building out all those city pages, and then the content on top of that, the headers, the descriptions, so many pages, just nuts. I mean, we're still not even done doing the work, and then you got to keep
Yeah.
updating it,
Hmm.
on a regular basis. And I mean the blogging as well. We're attempting to blog at least once a week. We're not really accomplishing it, but it's kind of what we're attempting to do. But it's just crazy how much work it is. So I can really appreciate that. Someone could like hire you and have you do that for them type thing. And is it you who personally builds out the does the actual work on the SEO, or do you have other people, a team?
Most of it is me right now because
Okay.
I literally just officially launched like a month ago.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like white label companies out there. And I'll tell all of you roofers right now, most of the agencies that you are getting contacted by, they're just marking up. It's just like you're subcontracting a roofer, right? They're hiring another white label agency to do the work, and they're charging you 30% on top of what they're paying the other agency to do the
It's
work.
interesting. That's really
And
interesting.
and it's a attractive model because it's less work on your hands. You just have to be a sales company. And I almost did it. I almost went with a couple different white label companies that I personally know them and thought they would do quality work. But I just decided that if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. And as of right now, I'm doing most of the work myself. I'm training a couple of people, and we're going to bring it all internally. And
That's
probably we'll hire some more experienced people down the road. But as
yeah.
of right now, you get me, and I understand the roofing industry.
Dude,
So
when if back a year ago, if we would have talked, I would have been like, "Pff, here's my passwords, man, go to town." Because but like without everything I was getting, your packages are very affordable too. Like, and I think it's partly because you are starting out. I mean,
yeah,
once you get going and you bring on more clients, your packages are not going to be so affordable. I'm assuming, unless you figure out something. I don't know.
yeah, no, we can't keep it at that price forever. And yeah, you're right. I'll probably do that deal for anywhere from 10 to 15 people. The deal that's on my website right now.
Yeah,
Um, but after that, I'll probably either put a hold on bringing on new clients because I'll be writing 25 pages of content every day
yeah,
myself and
yeah.
and teaching people how to do it, and don't want to grow too fast. But or I'll just raise the prices, and if people are really 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 serious about hiring me,
Yeah.
then they can pay more.
That's sick, bro. I mean, the stuff what we're talking about right now is like I really do hope roofers listen, because I mean I feel like people are using are just wasting a lot of money, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of nuts, really, when you think about it, because like a lot of companies out there charge between $2,000 and $5,000 a month to basically like optimize your Google My Business page.
Mhm.
Get a blog on your site and start blogging what once, maybe twice a month if you're lucky. Get
If you're
maybe
lucky.
two backlinks like in 6 months, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
What else? They'll maybe like make some changes to your headers on your website, but I mean, I think the ones that are maybe charging, on the higher end are doing more. I think like some of the strategies you're talking about,
Hmm.
but I think it's so important for roofers to just I think it was just partly just kind of you got to get in the weeds with this stuff, like
Yeah.
you really do. Like you got to learn, you got to educate yourself. I don't think you have to necessarily get in with the WordPress and start changing up your headers the way like Eric Richardson does. Like,
That guy's awesome, man.
who does that? Like,
He's dude. It's funny because him and I were on the phone, and I told him that I worked for Neil, and he lost his mind. He's like, dude, that's where I learned everything.
hmm,
And so he literally like he's just one of those chill San Diego guys. You know what I mean? Like he's so laid back. He probably has a million things on his to-do list, but he doesn't even care. He's like, just gonna work on my website right now.
I could totally see that happening for sure.
He's a cool
Um,
guy.
Definitely, man. Well, hey, I mean, I think we're gonna wrap it up, and I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. And I think, I'm excited to share this, once we kind of get it chopped up and, get our intros and outros and send it out, because I think roofers really do need to hear kind of what you're offering. I think it's very special. If I didn't have a web designer, hell, we should let her go and hire you instead, because we'll be saving money at this point. A year ago, we would have been spending more money. Now we'll be saving some money using you. So anyways, we'll probably keep her around, but either
Yeah, I
way,
don't want anyone
yeah.
losing their job.
Yeah, Ammon. So if you don't mind just saying,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
no, I should have asked you. So Ammon, if anybody listening wants to get in touch with you, what is the best way to reach you?
Good question. So, I mean, you can text me or call me. I'll put my cell phone number out there.
Find you on Facebook.
928-243-2736. That's my phone number. If you want to just text me or call me, you can go to the website. I just released the new website. So talking about SEO, I'm growing my own SEO too. I just released it. So
Yeah.
it's called Zeal, Zeal, roofermarketing.com.
ZealRooferMarketing.com, man. That's really
Mm-hmm.
cool. And yes, I mean, I feel like you are so active on Facebook too. They could literally just reach out to you and start messaging you, and you'll hit them
Yeah.
back up, And
Facebook
so,
totally hit me up. Yeah.
are you on Instagram too?
Yeah.
YouTube?
Not YouTube.
You got to talk to us about YouTube.
I haven't become a media company yet.
You got to talk to the media lab about YouTube.
I'm not on Armando's level yet.
Not yet, man. Yeah, just give it a little time. But yeah, we'll set
Yeah.
up your YouTube channel one of these days and throw some videos on there.
Heck yeah.
So absolutely, man. Then we'll catch up with you next time, Ammon. Have a good rest of the day.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Take care. So everybody at home, be sure to like, subscribe, share, review, comment, all that good stuff. All right. We'll see you guys later.